TNT Radio Productions presents Clouds of Witness by Dorothy L. Sayers. Adapted for radio by Tristan Berlet. Directed by Tristan Berlet, Tyler Janess, and Brianna Lowe. Act 5. The Eloquent Dead.
Then the worms will come and eat the oop. On he'll climb or batat. Then ducks will come and eat the oop. Then the worms will come and eat the oop. On he'll climb or batat. On he'll climb or batat. On he'll climb or batat. Then ducks will come and eat the worms. On he'll climb or batat. Then ducks will come and eat the worms. Then ducks will come and eat the worms. On he'll climb or batat. On he'll climb or batat. On he'll climb or batat. Then ducks will come and eat the dog.
Bunter?
Good morning, my lord. I trust your lordship has rested.
Feel fit as a fiddle, thanks. Come to think of it, why a fiddle? Except for a general feeling of having been violently massaged by some giant fellow with cast-iron fingers and knobbly joints. How about you?
The arms are a trifle fatigued, thank you, my lord. Otherwise, I am happy to say I feel no trace of the misadventure. Allow me, my lord.
My knees must be jolly well dragged out of their sockets, holding me up all that ghastly long time. I'm so beastly in debt to you already, Bunter, it's not a bit of use trying to repay it. You know I won't forget anyhow. I won't be embarrassing or anything. Thanks awfully. Now, did they give you anywhere decent to sleep? Didn't seem to be able to take much notice last night.
I slept excellently.
They made you sleep on that beastly-looking box after all you suffered last night?
Do not be alarmed, my lord. They would have given me any other room, but in the circumstances I preferred to remain with your lordship, trusting you would excuse the liberty. I told them I feared the effects of prolonged immersion upon your lordship's health. I was uneasy, besides, about the intentions of good Mr. Grimthorpe. I thought he might not feel altogether hospitably disposed, and that he might be led into some hasty action if we were not together.
I shouldn't wonder. Most murderous-looking fellow I ever laid eyes on. I will have to talk to him this morning, though. What to Mrs. Grimthorpe? Take my oath she could tell us something, what?
I would say there is very little doubt of that, my lord.
Trouble is, of course, don't know how to get at her. That jolly husband of hers seems to cherish the most unpleasant suspicions of anything that comes this way in trousers. He found out we'd been talking to her, what you may call privately. He might, as you say, be hurried by his feelings into doing something most regrettable. Still, the fellow must go and look after his bally old farm sometime. And then, perhaps... Well, anyways, I think I'll get up. Don't suppose we're altogether welcome here. Didn't fancy the look in our host's eye last night.
No, my lord. He made a deal of opposition about having your lordship conveyed to this room.
Why? Whose room is it?
His own and Mrs. Grimthorpe's, my lord. It appeared most suitable, there being a fireplace and the bed already made up. Mrs. Grimthorpe showed great kindness, my lord. and that man Jack pointed out to Grimthorpe that it would doubtless be to his pecuniary advantage to treat your lordship with consideration.
Nice grasping character, ain't he? Well, it's up and away for me. Ooh. Oh, Lord, I am stiff. I say, Bunter, have I any clothes to put on?
I have dried and brushed your lordship's suit to the best of my ability, my lord. It is not as I should wish to see it, but I think your lordship will be able to wear it to Riddlesdale.
Oh, how I long for a hot bath. And I suppose that's a fair ways out of the question. How about shaving water?
I can procure that from the kitchen, my lord.
You? Bunter, I am without exception the biggest ass in Christendom. When a thing is close under my nose, I can't see it. I get a telescope and look for explanation in staply. I deserve to be crucified upside down as a cure for anemia of the brain. Jerry! But naturally, of course, silly old blighter, why couldn't you have told Merbles or me? Look at it! Oh, Lord, stuck into the window frame for anybody to find. Just like Jerry signs his name to the business in letters a foot long, leaves it conspicuously about, and then goes away and is chivalrously silent.
It's the letter from Mr. Tom Freeborn.
Silent. To the breaking of his neck.
Good morning. Feeling better?
Perfectly all right, thank you. Thanks to your kindness, which I do not know how to repay.
You will repay any kindness best by going at once. My husband does not care for strangers, and 'twas unfortunate the way you met before.
I will go directly, but I must first beg for the favor of a word with you.
What do you want with me?
Mrs. Grimthorpe, I am placed in a most painful position. You know that my brother, the Duke of Denver, is in prison, awaiting trial for a murder that took place on the night of October the 13th.
I've heard so.
He has, in a most decided manner, refused to state where he was between 11 and 3 on that night. His refusal has brought him into great danger of his life. He feels bound in honor not to disclose his whereabouts, though I know that if he chose to speak, he could bring a witness to clear him.
He seems a very honourable man.
Undoubtedly, from his point of view, he is doing the right thing. You will understand, however, that as his brother, I am naturally anxious to have the matter put in its proper light.
I don't understand why you're telling me all of this. If the thing is disgraceful, I suppose he doesn't want it known.
Obviously, but to us, to his wife and young son, and to his sister and myself, his life and safety are matters of the first importance.
More important than his honour?
The secret is a disgraceful one, in a sense, and will give pain to his family. But it would be an infinitely greater disgrace if he should be executed for murder. The stigma in that case would involve all those who bear his name. The shame of the truth will, I fear, in this very unjust society of ours, rest more upon the witness to his alibi than upon himself.
In that case, could you expect the witness to come forward?
To To prevent the condemnation of an innocent man? Yes, I think I may venture to expect even that.
Once again, why are you telling me all this?
Because, Mrs. Grimthorpe, you know even better than I how innocent my brother is of this murder. Believe me, I'm deeply distressed at having to say these things to you.
I know nothing about your brother.
Forgive me, madam, but that is not true.
I know nothing, and surely if the Duke will not speak, you should respect his reasons.
I am not bound in any way.
I am afraid that I cannot help you. You are wasting time. If you cannot produce your missing witness, why do you not set about finding the real murderer?
I could wish you had not taken up this attitude. Believe me, I would have done all I could to spare you. I have been working hard to find, as you say, the real murderer, but with no success. The trial will probably take place at the end of the month. I had hoped that with your help we might agree on some explanation. Less than the truth, perhaps, but sufficient to clear my brother. As it is, I fear I shall have to produce the proof I hold and let matters take their course.
What do you mean by proof?
I can prove that on the night of the 13th, my brother slept in the room I occupied last night.
It is a lie. You cannot prove it. He will deny it. I shall deny it.
Then how did this come to be wedged in the sash of the bedroom window?
Oh God! Help me!
Someone will hear you. Tell the truth, and we'll see if we can find a way out. It is true that he was here that night. When did he come?
A 12:15.
Who let him in?
He had the keys.
When did he leave you?
A little after 2.
Yes, that fits in all right. 3/4 of an hour to go and 3/4 to come back. He stuck this into the window, I suppose, to keep it from rattling.
There was a high wind. I was nervous. I thought every sound was my husband coming back.
Where was your husband?
Stapley.
Did he suspect?
Yes. For some time, but he could get no proof. If he had had proof, he would have killed me and your brother. You've seen him. He's a devil. If you call me to give evidence, he will know. He will kill me. For God's sake, have pity. That letter is my death warrant. Oh, for the mother that bore you, have mercy upon me. My life is a hell, and when I die, I shall go to hell for my sins. Find some other way. You can. You must.
I'm deeply sorry for you, and if I can get my brother out of this without bringing you in, I promise you I will. But you see the difficulty. Why don't you leave this man? He's openly brutal to you.
Do you seriously think he'd leave me alive while the law was slowly releasing me?
I will promise you this, Mrs. Grimthorpe. I will do all I can to avoid having to use your evidence. But if there should be no other way, I will see that you have police protection from the moment the subpoena is served on you.
And for the rest of my life?
Once you are in London, we will see about freeing you from this man.
No. If you call upon me, I am a lost woman.
I will try, but I cannot promise anything. I will do everything possible to protect you. If you care at all for my brother.
You don't know. I'm so horribly afraid. He was kind and good to me. He was so different. But I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
Ah, Mr. Grimthorpe, there you are. Awfully pleased to see you, and thank you, don't you know, for putting me up. I was just saying so to Mrs. Grimthorpe, and asking her to say goodbye to you for me. I must be off now, I'm afraid. Bunter and I are ever so grateful to you both for all your kindness. Oh, and I say, could you thank for me the stout fellows who hauled us out of that pot of yours last night? If it is yours. Nasty, damp thing to keep outside the front door, what?
Damn good thing for a lot of guests.
I suppose so. Well, I'm afraid I must be off. Bye again, Mrs. Grimthorpe. And 1,000 thanks.
Well, that settles it.
It does. And yet again, it doesn't.
Of course. It's very disagreeable to give this woman away, but these things have to be done.
I know. And Jerry, who's got the poor woman into this mess, has to be considered first. I know. And if we don't restrain Grimthorpe quite successfully and he cuts her throat for it, it'll be simply ripping for Jerry to think of all his life. Oh, Jerry, I say, you know what frightful idiots we were not to see the truth right off. I told you about the time she mistook me for Jerry. One crowded split second of glorious all-overishness. I ought to have known it then. Our voices are alike, of course, and she couldn't see in that dark kitchen. I don't believe there's an ounce of any feeling left in the woman except sheer terror. You know, Charles, I really should like to know who did Cathcart in. Legally, it's enough to prove Jerry's innocent, but Mrs. Grimthorpe or no Mrs. Grimthorpe, it doesn't do us credit in a professional capacity. The father weakens, but the governor is fixed. That is, as a brother I am satisfied, but as a sleuth I am cast down, humiliated, and thrown back upon myself. Besides, of all the defenses, an alibi is most awkward to establish, unless a number of independent and disinterested witnesses combine to make it thoroughly airtight. And if Jerry sticks his denial, the most they can be sure of is that either he or Mrs. Grimthorpe are being chivalrous.
But you've got the letter.
Yes, but how are we going to prove that it came there that evening? The envelope is destroyed. Fleming remembers nothing about it. Jerry might have received it days earlier. It might be a complete fake. Who is to say that I didn't put it in the window myself and pretend to find it? After all, I'm hardly what you would call disinterested.
Bunter saw you find it.
No, he didn't, Charles. At that precise moment, he was out of the room fetching shaving water. Moreover, only Mrs. Grimthorpe can swear to what is really the important point, the moment of Jerry's arrival and departure. And unless he was at Gryder's Hall before 12:30 at least, it's immaterial whether he was there in the first place.
Then we better do our best to find the real criminal.
Oh, yes, that reminds me. I made a discovery at the lodge. At least I think so. Did you notice that someone had been forcing one of the study windows?
No.
I found distinct marks. Of course, it was a long time after the murder, but there were scratches on the catch. The sort of thing a penknife would leave. I asked Fleming about it, and he said that he did remember, now that he came to think about it, that on the Thursday morning he'd found the window open and couldn't account for it. And here's another thing. I've had a letter from my friend Tom Watchett. He said that he found a man who was with the party in question at the Pig and Whistle on the night of the 13th. The man tells him that the party borrowed his bicycle, which was the same one we found afterwards in the ditch where the party was picked up, with the handlebars bent and wheels buckled.
Good enough to go on. At least, we are no longer hampered with horrible doubts.
No. And though she's my sister, I must say that of all the blithering she-asses, Mary is the blitheringest. Taking up with that awful bounder to start with.
She dealt very well with it. It's just because she's your sister that you can't appreciate what a fine thing she did. How should a big, chivalrous nature like her see through a man like that? She's so sincere and thorough herself. She judges everyone by the same standard. She wouldn't believe anybody could be so thin and wobbly-minded as Goyle. It was proved to her. And even then, she couldn't bring herself to think ill of him till he'd given himself away out of his own mouth. It was wonderful the way she fought for him.
All right, don't get worked up. I believe you. Spare me, I'm only a brother. All brothers are fools. All lovers are lunatics. Shakespeare says so. You have to marry, old man. You surprise me, but I believe brothers are always surprised. Oh, bless you, dear children.
Damn it all, Wimsey. You've no right to talk like that. I only said how greatly I admired your sister. Everyone must admire such pluck and staunchness. You need to be insulting. I know she's Lady Mary Wimsey and damnably rich, and I'm only a common police official with nothing a year and a pension to look forward to, but there's no need to sneer about it.
I'm not sneering. I can't imagine why anybody should want to marry my sister, but you're a friend of mine, a damn good sort, and you've my good word, for what it's worth. Oh, besides, dash it all, man, to put it on the lowest grounds, do look what it might have been. A socialist conchi of neither bowels nor breeding or card-shopping darkos of the mysterious past. Mother and Jerry must have got to the point where they'd welcome a decent, God-fearing plumber, let alone a policeman. The only thing I'm afraid of is that Mary, having such beastly bad taste in blokes, won't know how to appreciate a really decent fellow like you.
I'm sorry, old man.
Manolesco!
Huh?
Oh, boil my brains and serve 'em up with butter as a dish of turnips, for it's damn well all they're fit for. Here we've been worrying about Jerry and worrying about Mary and hunting for Goyleses and Grimthorpes and God knows who, and all the time I got this little bit of paper tucked away in my pocket. The blot upon the paper's rim, a blotted paper was to him, and it was nothing more. But Manon, Charles, if I'd had the grey matter of a woodlouse, that book would have told me the whole story. And to think what we'd have been saved.
Peter, I'm sure it's perfectly splendid for you to see your own way so clearly, but some of us have never read Manolesco, and you haven't shown the blotting paper. So I haven't the foggiest idea what you've discovered. I observe that the paper is rather crumpled and dirty, and smells powerfully of tobacco and Russian leather, and deduce that you have been keeping it in your pocketbook.
No. And when you actually saw me take it out, Holmes, how do you do it?
At one corner I see two blots, one rather large than the other. I think someone must have shaken a pen there. Is there anything particularly sinister about this blot?
I hadn't noticed anything.
Somewhere below the blots, the Duke has signed his name 2 or 3 times. Or rather his title. The inference is that the letters were not intimate. Colonel Marchbanks has a neat signature.
Oh, he can hardly mean mischief. He signs his name like an honest man. Proceed.
There's a sprawly message about 5-something or find something. Do you see anything occult there?
Well, the number 5 may have a Kabbalistic meaning, but I admit I don't know what it is. There are 5 senses, 5 fingers, 5 great Chinese precepts, 5 books of Moses. Say nothing of the mysterious entities hymned in the dilly song, 5 are the flamboys under the pole. I must admit that I've always panted to know what the 5 flamboys were. But not knowing, I get no help from it in this case.
Well, that's all. Except a fragment consisting of OE on one line, and is FOU below it. Is found, I suppose?
Do you?
That seems the simplest interpretation. Or possibly his foul. There seemed to have been a sudden rush of ink to the pen just there. Do you think that it is his foul? Was the Duke writing about Cathcart's foul play? Is that what you mean?
No, I don't think so. Besides, it doesn't look like Jerry's writing.
Whose is it then?
I don't know, but I can guess.
And it leads
It
somewhere.
tells the whole story.
Oh, cough it up, Wimsey. Even Dr. Watson would lose patience.
Try the line above.
Well, there's only OE. Maybe poet, poem, maneuver, citron. It might be anything.
Oh, I don't know about that. There aren't lashings of English words with OE in them. It's written so close together, it almost looks like a diphthong.
Perhaps it isn't an English word.
Exactly.
Let's try French then. Soer, horaire, ouf, bouf,
I think you were closest the first time.
soer, colère,
Now look at the scratch in front of it.
air, ser, percer le coeur.
Yes! Or Persera.
Seems like it needs another letter or two.
Now try your is found line.
Foo!
Who?
I didn't say who, I said foo.
I know you did. I said who.
Who?
Yes, who? Who is fou?
Sweet. Je suis fou.
La bonne air. I suggest that the next words are de doler or something like that.
They might be.
Cautious beast, I say they are.
All right, suppose they are. Then
It
what?
tells us everything.
Nothing.
Everything, I say. Think! This was written on the day Cathcart died. Now, who in the house would be likely to write these words? Persera le coeur, je suis fou de doler. I know it isn't Jerry's fist, and he wouldn't use those expressions. Colonel and Mrs. Marchbanks? Ha! Not Pygmalion likely. Freddie? Couldn't write passionate love letters in English to save his life, much less French.
No, of course not. It would have to be either Cathcart or Lady Mary.
Not unless she changed her sex. She would have to write Je suis foul.
Then Cathcart. Of course. He lived in France his entire life. Good God, Wimsey, we have been blind. Oh, and this all reminds me. The Charité wrote me that they've traced one of Cathcart's banknotes to a Mr. Francois, who owns a lot of house property near the Étoile.
Who rents it out in appartements.
Undoubtedly.
Bunter!
My lord?
When's the next train?
Where to, my lord?
Paris, you ass!
8:20 from Waterloo.
Pack my toothbrush and call a taxi!
Certainly, my lord.
But, Wimsey, how does this help solve Cathcart's murder?
I don't have time, but I'll be back in a day or two. Meanwhile, read, Manel. It'll tell all.
Parker.
I've got it.
What?
I've got it, but it's touch and go. Listen.
Wait. Let me get a pen and paper. Alright, go ahead.
He was indeed renting out an apartment in the Etoile, renting it for a lady by the name of Mademoiselle Vonderaa. It's almost certain that she was Cathcart's lover. He visited the flat extremely often, taking her to enjoy the high life of Paris as well as the surrounding countryside. She also came home with gifts of luxurious clothes and furnishings.
And almost certainly the Green Cat.
Indeed. However, it appears that a few months ago she suddenly left. Mr. Francois couldn't tell me where she went from there, but did direct me to a few of the people he saw visit her often. They told me that she had gone to live with a Mr. Van Humperdinck in New York. I'm about to board a boat over to America to follow up.
America? Peter, what about the trial?
Charles, I know. I'm moving as speedily as I can. The ship arrives on Wednesday.
That's the day it begins.
You'll have to ask for an adjournment.
Peter, there's just isn't any court. This is the House of Lords.
Then you will have to delay as much as possible. But this evidence will clear old Jerry, I'm sure of it.
But-
Good luck, my good man. I'll be back as quick as I can.
Done it.
Oyez, oyez, oyez. Our sovereign lord the king strictly charges and commands all manner of persons to keep silence upon pain of imprisonment.
The jurors for our lord the king, upon their oaths, present that the most noble and puissant prince, Gerald Christian Wimsey, Viscount St. George, Duke of Denver, a peer of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland, on the 13th day of October, in the year of our Lord 1923, in the parish of Riddlesdale in the county of Yorkshire, did kill and murder Dennis Cathcart.
Call in Gerald Christian Wimsey, Viscount St. George, Duke of Denver, to appear at the bar to answer his indictment.
You may rise. Conduct the accused to his place within the bar. Your Grace would do well to give attention while you are arraigned on your indictment.
Gerald Christian Wimsey, you have been brought before this court of peers, charged with the murder of one Dennis Cathcart on the 13th of October last. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
How will your grace be tried?
By God and my peers.
God send your grace a good deliverance.
You may be seated.
We shall begin with the case for the prosecution, presented by His Majesty's learned Attorney General.
Thank you, your graces. I shall begin by calling Lady Mary Wimsey.
Call Lady Mary Wimsey.
At what time did you go downstairs?
At about 3 o'clock.
And in consequence of what did you do so?
In consequence of an appointment I had made to meet a friend.
Sorry. Indeed. Now, witness, remember you are on your oath, and be very careful. What was it that caused you to wake at 3 o'clock?
I was not asleep. I was waiting for my appointment.
And while you were waiting, did you hear anything at all?
Nothing.
Now, Lady Mary, I have here your deposition sworn before the coroner. I will read it to you. Please listen very carefully. You said, "At 3 o'clock I was wakened by a shot. I thought it might be poachers. It sounded very loud, close to the house. I went down to find out what it was." Do you remember making that statement?
Yes, but it was not true.
Not true?
No.
In the face of that statement, you still say that you heard nothing at 3 o'clock.
Nothing at all. I went down because I had an appointment.
My lords, I must ask to treat the witness as hostile.
She has admitted to perjury in another court. Very well, Sir Wigmore, you may proceed.
I am most grateful. Very well, Lady Mary. There was no shot, and no reason to suspect any poachers, and you did not go down to investigate. You went downstairs, you say, to keep an appointment with a friend.
Yes.
What did you see when you entered the conservatory?
I could see that the outer door of the conservatory was already open. I walked out and saw a body lying on the ground with Jerry kneeling over the body.
And what was your immediate reaction?
Well, shock, naturally.
Did you say anything?
Well, possibly I
swore in your previous testimony that you said something very specific. Or is that not true either?
No, that was true. I said, "Oh God, Gerald, you've killed him."
Will you explain your words, please?
Yes. I thought that the body was that of a friend that I was meeting. I thought that Jerry might have thought that he was a burglar or something and tackled him.
And killed him?
No, I didn't know if he was dead.
Oh, but you very specifically said that your brother had killed this man.
Well, I saw a body and a lot of blood, and it gave me quite a dreadful shock, and the words just came out.
I don't think so. I think you knew exactly what you were saying.
No!
Furthermore, I put it to you, Lady Mary, that this friend of yours does not exist, and is in fact the convenient creation of a mind intending to protect her brother, and that what was before you was exactly what you were expecting to see. Dennis Cathcart murdered by your brother, the Duke of Denver.
Really, my lords, I must protest. It is one thing to treat a witness as hostile, but in this matter he seems to be implying that the witness was an accessory before the fact.
I was rather receiving that impression myself.
I can only apologize to the court. I had no such intention.
Furthermore, with your lordship's permission, I would like to inform the prosecution, and thereby hopefully save them some time and trouble, that the friend which Lady Mary speaks of is in court, can be produced, and answers to the name of George Goyles.
Fine. I have no further questions for this witness.
Very well. Sir Impey, the witness is yours.
Thank you, my lords. Lady Mary, forgive the nature of the question, but will you tell us whether, in your opinion, the late Captain Cathcart was deeply in love with you?
No, I'm sure he was not. It was an arrangement for our mutual convenience.
From your knowledge of his character, do you suppose he was capable of a very deep affection?
I think he might have been, for the right woman. I should say he had a very passionate nature.
Thank you. Now, Lady Mary, you have told us that you met Captain Cathcart several times when you were staying in Paris last February. Do you remember going with him to a jeweller's, Monsieur Briquet's in the Rue de la Paix?
I may have done, but I cannot remember exactly.
The date to which I should like to draw your attention is the 6th.
I could not say.
Do you recognize this diamond cat with emerald eyes?
No, I have never seen it before.
That is all.
Very well, Mr. Fleming. I have no further questions.
Sir Impey, the witness is yours.
Thank you, my lords. Mr. Fleming, just to reassure myself of your testimony in this court, you cannot be sure if the letter in question was delivered to the Duke on the night of the 13th.
No, sir, I cannot give an opinion in one direction or the other.
Do you recollect whether any letters came by the same post for any of the other members of the party?
Yes, I took 3 or 4 into the hall.
Can you say to whom they were addressed?
There were several for Colonel Marchbanks and one for Captain Cathcart.
Did Captain Cathcart open his letter there and then?
I couldn't say, sir. I left the room immediately.
Will you tell us how the letters are collected for the post in the morning at the lodge?
They are put into the post bag, which is locked. His Grace keeps one key and the post office has the other. The letters are put in through a slit in the top.
On the morning after Captain Cathcart's death, were the letters taken to the post as usual?
Yes, sir. I took the bag down myself.
Had you an opportunity of seeing what letters were in it?
I saw there was 2 or 3 when the postmistress took them out of the bag, but I couldn't say who they were addressed to or anything such as that.
Thank you.
Is this the first time you have mentioned this letter which you say you delivered to Captain Cathcart on the night of his murder?
My lords, I protest against this language. We have as yet had no proof that any murder was committed. My lords, I submit that so far there has been no attempt to prove murder, and that until the prosecution have established the murder, such a word cannot properly be put into the mouth of a witness.
Perhaps, Sir Wigmore, it would be better to use some other word.
It makes no difference to our case, my lord. I bow to your lordship's decision. Heaven knows that I would not seek even by the lightest or most trivial word to hamper the defense on so serious a charge.
My lords,
The learned Attorney General has agreed to substitute another word and may now proceed.
Thank you, my lord. Now, Mr. Fleming, is this the first time you have mentioned the letter for Captain Cathcart?
I mentioned it first to Mr. Murbles about 3 weeks ago.
Ah, the accused solicitor. And how was it that you did not mention this letter at the inquest?
The matter did not arise, sir.
What made you suddenly decide to tell Mr. Murbles about it?
He asked me, sir.
And you conveniently remembered it when it was suggested to you?
No, sir. I remembered it all the time. That is to say, I hadn't given any special thought to it,
You
sir.
remembered it all the time, though you hadn't given any thought to it. Now, I put it to you that you had not remembered about it at all till it was suggested to you by Mr. Murbles.
Mr. Murbles did not suggest anything, sir. He asked me whether any other letters came by that post, and then I remembered it.
Exactly. When it was suggested to you, you remembered it, and not before.
No, sir. If I had been asked before, I would have remembered it and mentioned it. But not being asked, I didn't think it would be of any importance, sir.
You didn't think it of any importance that this man received a letter a few hours before his decease?
No, sir. I reckon that if it had been of any importance, the police would have asked about it, sir.
James Fleming, I put it to you again that it never occurred to you that Captain Cathcart might have received a letter the night he died till the idea was put into your head by the defense.
I have already responded to this point several times.
You also say that you took those important letters in the post bag out of the house without authority and without acquainting the police.
I had my orders, sir.
From whom?
From His Grace.
Ah, His Grace's orders. When did you get this order?
It was part of my regular duty, sir.
And did it not occur to you that in a case like this, the proper information of the police might be more important than your orders?
No, sir.
Nothing further, my lord?
Very well. Sir Impey, the witness is yours once again.
Thank you, my lords. Did the thought of this letter delivered to Captain Cathcart never pass through your mind between the day of the death and the day when Mr. Murbles spoke to you about it?
In a manner of speaking, sir, yes.
When was that?
Before the grand jury, sir.
And how was it you didn't speak about it then?
The gentleman said I was to confine myself to the questions and not say nothing on my own, sir.
Who was this very peremptory gentleman?
The Crown lawyer who was asking me questions just now, sir.
Thank you.
Mrs. Pettigrew-Robinson, do you remember an occasion when you and your husband lunched at the Royal Automobile Club?
I do. We lunched there one day in the middle of last August. I think it was about the 16th or the 17th.
Will you tell us what happened on that occasion?
Oh, yes. My husband was suddenly called away to a committee meeting, and so he let me into the smoke room, where I found myself a newspaper to read. I hadn't been there 20 minutes when I saw the prisoner at the bar come in with the late Captain Cathcart. They did not notice there was anyone there, or they would have been a little more careful what they said, I fancy. They sat down near me and started talking, and presently Cathcart leaned over and said something in a low tone, which I couldn't quite catch. The prisoner leapt up with a horrified face, exclaiming, "For God's sake, don't give me away, Cathcart. There'd be the devil to pay." Cathcart said something reassuring, and the prisoner replied, "Well, don't, that's all. I couldn't afford to let anybody get hold of it." The prisoners seemed greatly alarmed. Captain Cathcart was laughing. They dropped their voices again, and that was all I heard.
Thank you.
Sir Impey, the witness is yours.
You are gifted with very excellent powers of observation and deduction, Mrs. Pettigrew-Robinson, and no doubt you like to exercise your sympathetic imagination in a scrutiny of people's motives and characters.
I think I may call myself a student of human nature.
On the night, then, of Captain Cathcart's death, your wide knowledge of the world was doubtless of great comfort and assistance to the family.
Oh, they did not avail themselves of my experience at all, sir. I was ignored completely. If only my advice had been taken at the time.
Thank you, madam. Let's move on to the deceased himself. If Captain Cathcart had had any secret or trouble of any kind in his life, you would have expected him to tell you about it.
From any right-minded young man, I might certainly have expected it. But Captain Cathcart was disagreeably secretive. On the only occasion when I showed a friendly interest in his affairs, he was very rude indeed. He called me...
That will do, Mrs. Pettigrew-Robinson.
Oh, very well.
I think we all understand your meaning, madam. Thank you very much indeed.
Yes?
I'm looking for a Mademoiselle Vonderaa.
And why might that be?
Regarding the death of Dennis Cathcart.
I'm sorry.
Mademoiselle, I have scoured 2 continents in search of you.
Voyons. Then it's urgent. But be quick, for the big bear might come and be grumpy. And I do not like disease douar.
You are lucky then, Mademoiselle. I'm far too tired for any of that myself.
In your opinion, Inspector Parker, could the catch on the window in the Duke's study have been forced back by the knife found on the body of the deceased?
I can give you more than my opinion, sir. I made an experiment of it myself with a knife of exactly similar pattern.
And what was the result of this experiment?
The window was forced quite easily.
Thank you, Inspector.
Mademoiselle, it is incredible to me that you should ever dine or dance with a person called Van Humperdinck.
Sir Van Humperdinck does not dance. Did you seek me through 2 continents to say that?
No. I am serious. So you and Dennis were lovers?
Yes. Poor soul. But life was very expensive since the war. I refused several good things, but always disease douar. So little money. You see, one must be sensible. There is one's old age. It is necessary to be provident. Eh? And so I wrote him. I was very kind, affectionate, but also very sensible. I said, "Je ne suis pas femme à supporter de grosses ennuis. Cela se comprend, n'est-ce pas?" And then I didn't think about him until I saw about his death in the papers. Poor boy. Why should anyone have shot him?
It's about that very question that I come. My brother, whom I dearly love, is accused of the murder. May be hanged.
Mon pauvre enfant.
Mademoiselle, I implore you to be serious. My brother is accused and is standing his trial at this very moment. Now, did he reply to your letter?
Yes, he did, but I did not read it. It's very long, very tedious, full of his douar. The thing was finished, and I never bother about what cannot be helped. Do you?
No. Indeed, I don't.
Listen, all is perhaps not lost. It is possible that the letter is still somewhere about. Or we will ask Adele. She's my maid. She collects letters to blackmail people. Oh yes, I know. But she is habile comme tot pour la toilette.
Mademoiselle, what day was the purchase of this emerald and diamond cat made?
February the 6th.
Very well. And the lady who made this purchase, was she alone?
No, she was with a man.
Captain Cathcart.
Oui.
Mademoiselle, I invite you now to look around the courtroom. If you can see the women who made the purchase, please say so.
No, I'm afraid I cannot.
That is fine, mademoiselle. However, as the court will remember that the deceased's fiancée was in Paris at the time of this purchase, I do not want there to be any doubt. Therefore, with the learned Attorney General's permission, I am now going to confront this witness with Lady Mary Wimsey.
The prosecution has no objection.
Thank you. Mademoiselle, is this the lady in question?
No, this is not the lady. I have never seen this lady in my life. There is a resemblance of height and colour and the hair, but there's nothing else at all, not in the least in the world. It is not the same type at all. Mademoiselle is a charming English lady, and the man who marries her will be very happy. The other was Berlet's suicide. A woman to kill, a suicide oneself, or send all to the devil for. And believe me, gentlemen, we have the opportunity to see them in my business.
Here is weather forecast. A deep depression is crossing the Atlantic. A second trend stationed over the British Isles. Storms and heavy rain is slated to be prevalent, rising to a gale in the south and southwest.
Trust Peter to come up with such a harebrained scheme as to try flying back over the Atlantic. It is the only way he'll be back in time. Oh, what is the matter?
Bunter rang me up. There's a woman come to give evidence. Bunter doesn't like to leave her. She's frightened, but he says it's frightfully important, and Bunter's always right, you know.
Did he mention a name?
A Mrs. Grimthorpe.
God bless me. Come in for a moment, Lady Mary, while I put my coat on and make a phone call. Then we'll head over together. Hello, yes. Can you connect me with Sir Impey Biggs, please? Tell him it's urgent. Is that you, Biggs? Marble speaking. That alibi has just come of its own accord. Come round to Lord Peter's flat. I'll be there myself shortly.
I couldn't keep silence. It's better my man should kill me for I'm unhappy enough, and maybe I couldn't be any worse off in the Lord's hand rather than they should hang him for the thing he never done. He was kind, and I was desperate miserable. That's the truth, and I'm hoping his lady won't be hard on him when she knows it all.
She has burnt her boats pretty well now by coming at all. The great question for us is it worth the risk?
I'm ready to take the risk.
We quite appreciate that. But it is the risk to our client we have to consider first of all.
Risk? What risk? Surely this will clear him.
Will you swear absolutely to the time when His Grace of Denver arrived at Gryder's Hole, Mrs. Grimthorpe?
It was 12:15 by the kitchen clock. 'Tis a very good clock.
And he left you at?
About 5 minutes past 2.
And how long would it take a man walking quickly to get back to Riddlesdale Lodge?
Well, 9 hours. It's rough walking and a steep bank up.
You mustn't let the other council upset you on those points, Mrs. Grimthorpe, because they will try to prove that he had time to kill Cathcart either before he started or after he returned. And by admitting that the Duke had something in his life that he wanted kept secret, we shall be supplying the very thing the prosecution lacked. A motive for murdering anyone who might have found him out.
Did anyone suspect?
My husband guessed. I'm sure of it, but he couldn't prove it. That very night, the night of the murder, he laid a trap for me. He came back from Stapley in the night hoping to catch us and do murder, but he drank too much before he started and spent the night in a ditch.
Well, the best thing to do, I think, is to put in the evidence, and if necessary, arrange for some kind of protection for this lady. In the meantime...
She's coming round with me to stay with Mother.
My dear lady, that would be very unsuitable in the circumstances, I think.
Mother said so. Bunter, call a taxi.
It's no good, Marbles. Time and trouble can tame an advanced young woman, but an advanced old woman is uncontrollable by any earthly force. My lords, so strong is our case that we had not thought it necessary to present an alibi. However, there has been another reason for this. To bring forth the evidence to prove that the accused had an alibi for the night in question would mortally endanger the very life of the woman who would be brought forth to give it.
What the devil?
However, we now feel that it is necessary to bring this forth. Therefore, we must... My lords! My lords! Due to the message that I have in my hand here, it is unlikely in the extreme that I will have to call upon the evidence I just mentioned. Instead, I am most elated to call Lord Peter Wimsey.
In consequence of what I read on that bit of blotting paper, which I now identify, I went to Paris to look for a certain lady. Name of the lady is Mademoiselle Simone Vonderaa. I found she had left Paris in company with a man named Van Humperdinck. I followed her, and at length came up with her in New York. I asked her to give me the letter Cathcart wrote on the night of his death. I produced that letter, with Mademoiselle Vonderaa's signature in the corner, so that it can be identified, in case old Wiggy there tries to pull it over you.
You, sir, my lord, my lord!
Your lordship will remember that you are in a court of law and will show the proper respect.
I'm sorry. And I'm sorry I've given you such short notice of this, old man, but I only got it the day before yesterday. We came as quick as we could, but we had to come down near Whitehaven with engine trouble. And if we'd come down half a mile sooner, I shouldn't be here now.
My lords, your lordships are witnesses that I have never seen this letter in my life before. I have no idea of its contents. Yet so positive am I that it cannot but assist my noble client's case that I am willing, nay eager, to put in this document immediately as it stands, without perusal, to stand or fall by the contents.
The handwriting must be identified as that of the deceased.
And it is in French, so a translator must be sworn in as well. However, as I am fluent in the language, I propose that it would save the court time and allow Sir Wigmore to prepare questions against it if I were to read it now, and for it to be verified afterwards.
Oh, very well, Lord Peter. You may continue.
Thank you very much indeed, my lord. It goes on quite a bit about the history of Captain Cathcart, much of which I'm sure the court has already learned. I call your attention to the last few paragraphs. And now you've chucked me. This American is colossally rich. For a long time you've been dinning into my ears that the flat is too small and you're bored to death. Your good friend can offer you cars, diamonds, Aladdin's palace, the moon. I admit that love and honor look pretty small by comparison. Ah, well. The Duke is most obligingly stupid. Oh, I'm sorry, Jerry. He leaves his revolver about in his desk drawer. Besides, he's just been in to ask what about this card shopping story, so you see the game's up anyhow. I don't blame you. I suppose they'll put my suicide down to fear of exposure. All the better. I don't want my love affairs in the Sunday press. Goodbye, my dear. Oh, Simone, my darling, goodbye. I'm mad with misery. You'll never break my heart again. What are you doing about? Just natural imbecility. I say, poor old Cathcart. She was a sight to behold. No matter that, I suppose she still is. Oh, I should talk as if she died away the moment I took my eyes off her.
How horribly self-centered you are.
Oh, I know. Always was from a child. Say, are they coming out? Jerry!
Peter, thanks, old man.
Oh, that's all right. Very jolly trip and all that. Come on, let's get out of here before the photographers swarm.
My lord! My lord! Got a taxi over here!
We're coming! You!
Oh, crap. Oh, you stupid. Oh, God. Oh.
I couldn't help it. He fired at me. Oh, God. I couldn't help it.
It was Mr. Grimthorpe. Oh, don't photograph that!
I'm free now. I'm going back to my own people in Cornwall. I do not want anything now that he is dead. Huh. Except maybe one of those blue scarves. No, I'm thinking it wouldn't be fitting, and me a widow.
You can always buy it now and wear it later on.
Yes. Could I buy my blacks here? I shall have to get some for the funeral, just a dress and a hat and a coat, maybe.
I should think it would be a very good idea.
No?
Why not?
I have money. I took it from his desk. It's mine now, I suppose. Not that I'd wish to be beholden to him. But I don't look at it in that way.
I shouldn't think twice about it.
Clouds of Witness by Dorothy L. Sayers was adapted for radio by Tristan Berlet. It featured Tristan Berlet, Becca Blacksten, Jack Boles, Trevor Britton, Sean Coppola, Andrea Goldberg, Kyle Krempasky, Brianna Lowe, Alex Maceira, Jordan Orlando, Noah Pantano, Wren Perchlik, Walker Risser, Himadri Seth, Seth Solstein, and Connor White. Audio mixing by Jay Bradley, Danny Brenner, Will Hopper, Thomas Scroley, and Josh Stein. Music by Charlie Banta. Graphic design by Alex Maceira. Directed by Tristan Berlet, Tyler Janess, and Brianna Lowe. Executive producer, Jay Bradley. This is a TNT radio production.